Hey guys, what's up? JK here, Baseball Rebellion. So I thought for this week I would just kind of highlight another pro concept, or obviously these aren't like foreign concepts, but something that you see. I think every major leaguer do, or any elite hitter for that matter. Another one of those kind of keystone moves. Now some of the players you see it more on, and I use Bo Bichette over here just because he's kind of a slightly smaller, but maybe more limber, a little more mobile, a little more flexible player where you can really see it. I think all players do it to some level. I think obviously your thicker, rounder guys, it's not going to be as obvious to see, but I thought I'd highlight it here. And it really just comes down to pelvic control, upper body obviously control at the same time, so that control of the upper body and lower body together, apart, and that kind of thing. And using that obviously to create that stretch and that the separation that we want to get. So we have Bo from the front. The reason why I want the front view here is because I want to show you really one little piece of this video where that really stands out. Now we know that obviously he loads up aggressively and does a great job of turning in as he prepares. You can obviously see the back pocket here and that kind of thing. We've gone over that before, but the really the frame that I want to highlight here is as he goes forward or whatever, he hasn't committed yet. He's watching it, reading it, right? And that's one of the things that I talk a lot about in my lessons is like, look how long he's not turning, right? So like being able to read that pitch for a long time, very important as you get older. But the thing I want to really highlight here is right here. Okay, so right about here, maybe the next frame a little bit, right? But right and around here, okay, is where you're going to see what I'm talking about, what I'm working on in the mirror here over to the right. And what that is the ability to show the belt buckle and the back elbow at the same time. Okay, and what that creates is that infamous separation that we talk about, and that is where the power really lies, right? People talk about the arms and the hands all the time, or at least that's what I grew up on. And the arms and hands will just filter that energy into the bat, right? The energy that we create with this move and very, very close moves to it is what we want to try to achieve. So a lot of this I think goes underrated, under-talked about a lot, is just kind of pelvis control and the ability to do this without hitting a ball. Obviously we do that a lot here at Baseball Rebellion. But you're going to see me over here on the right with the rack on in front of the mirror. I have a mirror behind the camera here. You can't see it, but I was looking at the mirror the whole time, make sure I could see and feel these things. And what happens when you do it is you see the wrinkles in Bo's jersey right here. So you can kind of look at this area, a little blurry, but you can see those wrinkles. And if you get some really good high-def 4K kind of video, you can really see it, especially in guys like him. Bryce Harper comes to mind. Most every major leaguer is going to have it, but sometimes the kind of more wiry guys, a little more mobile guys, you see it even more. But you just stand in front of the mirror and just go through some pretty simple moves, right? So just stabilizing the upper body and just kind of pelvic rotation here, and just kind of controlling your ability to do that. Not a lot of work gets done in that field, I think. Obviously, a lot of stuff goes back to hitting, but this directly affects hitting by creating a little more stretch equals a little more speed, right? So just kind of stand here doing different things, turning them in, so just like Bo did in that load up, showing the back pocket but keeping the shoulders still. Just kind of messing around here. I'm not really technically working on anything in particular, but pelvic control again. So turning in, right, kind of feeling that front shoulder turn back, or that front elbow pull back towards my back pocket. So kind of from the back, this would be kind of like the back view from a lefty. But again, you can see the wrinkles in the shirt there. So creating that and just kind of sitting there in front of the mirror. I mean, you can do this in the bathroom. Obviously, if you have a mirror in your basement or wherever you kind of do your movement work, that kind of thing. But just kind of then just kind of stabilize the lower half, feel more upper body. So this would be more like a right-hander's upper body kind of load, kind of pulling that right elbow back behind the shoulder blade, just like we see Bo right here, and kind of getting that same look. And then you can kind of put those together and try to do both after a while. So again, this is more upper back, pull back with the right elbow, and then you put it together. So then you really get the wrinkles here. You can see them kind of across the back of my shirt, obviously across the midsection, meanwhile keeping the head super still, of course, but seeing the elbow and the front of the belt buckle, something that you see a lot of times, especially from that front view, and that's where we want to get to create that speed. And then, kind of mixing it up. I think a lot of mixing it up is good, doing different things. Now I go into my hinge a little bit more, and I do it again. Feeling the stretch. Again, you really see the wrinkles, especially with your shirt tucked in. So, go to the bathroom, tuck your shirt in, create some wrinkles, and feel these things that we're talking about. And then you can go the other way. This is kind of the back view from a lefty. I'm not quite as mobile there. As you can see, that's where some of my physical limitations come into play, which is something that you can obviously work on as well. Then you go the other way, so just kind of flip-flopping back and forth here between this way and this way and this way, and just kind of doing this kind of stuff over and over again. Look at my head stabilizing in the same spot. So kind of a really helpful thing. You don't have to worry about hitting, and you kind of really feel where that power comes from. So I hope you guys enjoy this. And again, you can do it standing up. You can do it in your hinge. It doesn't really matter. We're just pretty much working on pelvic control, upper body control, working against and with each other to create that stretch, which ultimately leads to more bat speed, which ultimately leads to, obviously harder hit balls, but also better decision making on pitches because you don't have to commit so early. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you think, and look forward to seeing you guys here in a week or so.